Yeah.
How am I going live right now?
You just press click.
Where?
Click here.
Oh my god.
And let's see. And hopefully people will start popping on soon. This will be, oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. People are joining. Hi, everyone. Okay, so you're starting up. I'm here with Sloane from Pancakes and Pushups. We are both going live on our phones. So Sloane's got her phone. I've got my phone going. And so we're going to kind of multitask and hope we can catch everyone. Oh, you've got someone from Puerto Rico. Oh.
Hi from Puerto Rico.
Nice messages there.
Hey, Sari.
Okay,
Fun.
Oh, hi, Vanessa. It's my niece, Vanessa. Okay, so we are here. So I had one sleepless night. I decided in the back of my head to go to New York for my birthday. So I'm here on my birthday, and I thought, why not? Because I know Sloane from social media. Reach out to her to see if she would go live with me. I had her on live before, and all of my followers loved her and love her content. So I thought, why not get together with Sloane and start answering some questions. And oh, from France, hello from in France and Australia. And yeah, so we are here to answer your questions. I get asked all the time. Oh wow, in Chile. I get asked, oh thank you. I get asked all the time about what my diet and my exercise regime are. And I basically just send everyone to Sloane because Sloane is who I follow and it's her workouts I do. So you might as well just go straight to the expert. I don't know if you want to chat to your followers or...
Yes, I do one-on-one sessions. Thank you. You can go to my website if you want to look at the plans. I offer like 5 different plans. Hello from South Africa. I love seeing all of you from all around the world. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it is Barb's birthday, so wish her a happy birthday. And
Thank
I
you.
feel so lucky that she chose to be with me on her birthday. How special. Hey, Crystal. Okay.
All right. So, if you guys have any questions, start shooting them through. Sloane is Pancakes and Pushups. So when I'm going to save this recording, and so if you don't know Sloane's handle, or if you don't follow her already, I will tag her and list her handle so you can follow her. Oh, thank you. So you can follow her on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah.
And I will do the same.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Someone's from New Jersey.
That's my sister.
Oh, is
Hey,
that your sister? Like we can wave.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so one thing I get asked all the time, like I said, is about my workouts. So I would love for Sloane to explain her methodology and why she does what she does, because I know it works for me. Someone from Croatia and Italy and Mexico. So Sloane, do you want to maybe share what you do and why you do it, and also...
Yes, what does it mean when they want to be in the live video? Does it mean they have to do that to ask questions, or they can ask questions right from there?
No, they just want to go on the screen.
Okay,
So, yeah,
Barb's the expert for live videos. Okay, so, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I just wanted you to explain the reasoning behind like your workouts and why you do like the free weights or the machines, or like what's the reasoning behind your methodology.
So when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was a cardio bunny, junkie. I did all types of fitness classes, very low weights, 2-3 pounds. 5 was heavy at the time, but I was never satisfied with my body. I started to read up and skim through magazines and books, and every time I saw someone that I wanted to emulate, look like, I learned that they were lifting weights, they were really not relying on cardio, and they were following flexible dieting. So the more I read, the more I learned, and then I started to implement them into my own routine. Then people started to ask what I was doing, and then I decided that I wanted to be credible, so I went back to school to help others, and hence Pancakes and Pushups was formed about 12 years ago. So I just want to show you that if you want a toned arm like this, we don't get it by running. We don't get it by walking, even though we should walk, and we'll get to that. But if you want that toned look, which most women are sought after, you have to pick up the weights. Everybody starts as a beginner. It doesn't matter how much weight you lift in the beginning. The goal is always to progress. So one of the most common questions I get is, how much should I be lifting? And the answer is, there is no right or wrong how much you should be lifting. You are different from me. Barb is different from you. Everybody has different strengths. Everybody has to start somewhere. So if you're starting with 2, 3, or 5 pounds and it feels heavy for you, the goal is to progress, to add on either weights, sets, or reps. And that's how my program is based. It's called Progressive Overload. And you always want to be tearing down your muscle fibers in order for them to grow back bigger and stronger. And the only way for them to grow back is through food and rest. So we don't want to train every single day. You don't need to train every day to get results. You can train either 3, 4, 5 days a week and still see beautiful results. So weight training should be your main focus over cardio unless you're training for endurance. If you're training for a marathon, if you're training to get your heart rate into a different place, then that's the only reason why you should be focusing on cardio. I suggest as little cardio as possible because your weight loss will plateau, and when it does, you want to rev your engines a little bit, and by adding a little bit more cardio, you are able to still eat the same amount of food, but you'll burn more calories. With that being said, weight training doesn't always reflect on the scale. So you might be weight training and your scale weight may be staying the same, but the beauty of weight training is that you're changing your overall physique. You're changing your body. Your waist is going to become smaller. You're going to become tighter and leaner and more toned. Toned means more muscle.
Right.
That's all it really means.
Right. Okay.
So if you want to bring up a certain area, like your butt, or if you want to bring up your biceps, or if you want to bring up your triceps, you need to train that muscle group. Now, I recommend training all your muscle groups, and the goal is twice a week, which is what we do in Sloane Squad, but it doesn't mean that one time a week is not going to yield you results either. So you want to just try to train each muscle group, and that being your legs, your biceps, triceps, shoulders, and your chest. Thank you.
Yeah. So I've seen 2 questions on my feed already.
Okay.
The first is one person asked, have either one of us been heavier at any point in our lives? And then also the other one was, are you vegan? So do you want, and then, protein versus carbs as well.
Great.
So there's 3 questions right there if you want to.
Okay, I am not vegan. If you're more inclined to want to eat, well, I'm not vegan. I eat all sorts of protein. I eat chicken, beef, fish, shellfish. The only thing I don't eat because I don't like it is lamb and veal, but that's just a personal preference. Vegans have it a little bit harder because it's really all carbs, and then they usually pour oil and butter over everything to make it taste good, which is all fats. So it's much harder for a vegan to get their protein in. Doesn't mean that it's not possible, but you have the tofu and tempeh and different things like that. So no, I'm not a vegan. I used to be a little heavier, not as lean as I am now. I'm probably the leanest that I've been right now due to the loss of my husband, for one thing, and just because the longer you train and the more consistency you have with your diet, you're going to see more results. I have been eating this way and training this way for 12 years consistently. Consistently, when I tell you that there's very rarely a week that I take off, I'm mindful of what I eat all the time, and no one is blessed a certain way. If I were to overeat the same way that I don't undereat, but if I were to fuel my body in a calorie surplus for the same 12 years, I would be overweight. So we are a product of our patience, consistency, and what we do over a long period of time, not what we do day to day, if that makes sense.
I have a couple more questions. How do you get thinner arms? And also, what do you think about keto?
Okay, I think I know keto is very unhealthy for your heart. Too much fat is not good for anybody. And what I have found from working with thousands of people is that they lose weight with keto and it's not sustainable. They can't do it for a long period of time. Then they gain the weight back and then they try something new. So I would love for you to try to find a sustainable diet that you can live by. And that's really what I teach with flexible dieting. There's no foods that are off limits. There's no foods that you must eat. There's no supplements that you must take. It's just learning how to balance and budget for your body. Your food will be different than my food, be different from someone else's food. So I don't recommend keto for a number of reasons.
Okay. And if someone wants a thinner arm?
Okay. So nutrition and exercise have two different purposes. We eat to lose weight, fat I should say, lose fat or gain fat. We change our body through exercise. So if you want smaller arms, you need to eat in a calorie deficit so that you lose overall fat. We can't spot reduce fat. We can't say, I want to take the fat off of here and leave it on here. Everybody has a place where it's last to come off. For women, it's mostly in the tummy and underneath the butt where we sag a little bit. So you want to eat in a calorie deficit if you want thinner arms and still train and build as much muscle as possible to get that nice, toned, full look.
Okay, great. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. I think I got all my questions on my feed.
What is it meant by a calorie deficit? A calorie deficit is basically very simple. It's eating less than your body burns. So if your body burns 2,000 calories a day, you need to eat less than 2,000 calories in order to create a calorie deficit, which is the number one only thing you need to lose weight. If you eat less than your body burns, you will lose weight. If you eat more than your body burns, you're going to gain weight.
Okay. Sophie here asked, is there anything you stay away from?
Is there anything I stay away from? No, but I have to be honest. I don't sit down with a bag of potato chips every day. I, in general, am a healthy eater. We are all creatures of habit. We tend to go towards the same foods daily. That doesn't mean that I don't have mashed potatoes or a cheeseburger with fries or pizza. I eat all of it. I just will base my day around the other types of foods to fit it in to make sure that I'm still balancing. Are there some days that I overeat? Yes, it's part of life, and like I've always said, 1 day or 2 days of overeating is not going to make or break your progress. It's what we do over a long period of time. Someone else just asked, do I snack? Do I like cheese nips? I love popcorn. Popcorn happens to be addicting for me. It's full of fiber. It takes a long time to eat. I am a volume eater, and I encourage you to be a volume eater. What does a volume eater mean? It means you're eating more food for less calories. If you're not as hungry, you're going to eat more calorie-dense foods, which means you're going to be eating less food for more calories. So like when I was trying to gain weight, I would eat not as filling foods, more caloric dense in order to be able to eat more food. So volume foods, very simple. A lot of salads, fruits, vegetables. You can have twice as much of mashed cauliflower than you can of regular mashed potatoes. Egg whites instead of egg yolks are going to give you much more volume. Things like that. I need to tissue, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Question?
Yeah. So there's another question, and I actually saw it on your feed as well.
Sorry.
What do you do to jumpstart metabolism or increase metabolism?
Lift weights. The more muscle you can build, the more energy you're going to burn while resting. So when you hop on a treadmill or you go for a run and you burn 300 calories, your burning is over when you're done. You will not burn as many calories while you're lifting weights, but there's an after effect where you're going to burn more calories for another 24 to 48 hours. So if you work out every other day, your body is going to become a furnace. The more muscle you have, the more you're going to be able to eat. And that's how, and your metabolism also, which is why if you follow me, I'm always saying try to keep food as high as possible. If your food gets too low, you will have no energy, which your NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It just means you're pepping your step or standing instead of walking. We don't see it. We may not feel it. It's a real thing. But the less food you eat, the less energy you're going to have, the more inclined you're going to be lazy and sit and lethargic, and you're going to burn less calories. If you keep food as high as possible while still being in a deficit, if you want to lose weight, you're going to have more energy, more fuel to lift heavier weights, and you're going to keep your metabolism revved up. So food as high as possible and lift weights for muscle.
Do you use a collagen supplement?
I do not.
Okay. There was another one here. Can you share your skincare routine? Oh, yeah, I am going to do the skincare routine. I promised everyone I would. Skin and hair, I will do that when I'm back from New York next week or the week after. How do you find out how many calories your body burns?
Okay, so you have the same one.
Oh, we have, okay.
You do.
Oh,
how is that
work?
possible?
I don't know.
How do you calculate how many calories? You can either hire a coach or you can go online and use a calculator. Just keep in mind, if you use 10 calculators online, you will find different answers to your question. What you should do is start with one of those and see how you do. If you lose weight on that amount of calories, you're good to go. If you don't see a change, then you need to lower your calories, and you can play around, and it's just trial and error from there.
Okay. I have a question here. Yes, I'll do the hair care as well. What about during menopause?
I am in full-blown menopause too, so I'm just like you, and I've actually been in it for about 3 years now. Nothing should change if you're in menopause. You may have to dig a little bit deeper, but really most people underestimate how much they eat. And so if your calories are controlled and you find your number that you should be eating, menopause really shouldn't have anything to do with it. It's cause and effect. Menopause may want you, it may give you different cravings, which will lead you to overeating certain types of foods. But menopause doesn't actually make you gain weight. It's your actions from your hormones that are causing the weight gain. So find your calories in order to be in a deficit and follow them, and you'll lose weight whether you're in menopause or not.
Okay. Do you want to share an example of your daily foods?
Sure. There's so many. I'm not married to any foods, but a typical day for me is 1 egg, 2 egg whites for breakfast. I love Laughing Cow wedge cheese. You get such a big bang for your buck. Again, volume food. I love any type of whole wheat toast. I love sourdough. Sourdough is really good for you also. I love Ezekiel. So I'll do normally eggs, the Laughing Cow, and the bread. The problem with breakfast sometimes for people is they start to add heavy cheese and avocado, and all of a sudden their light breakfast has turned into, a caloric one. What I suggest if you want more volume in your breakfast is to add veggies to your omelet. So the veggies are going to keep you fuller longer, and again, more volume. You can make your omelet look twice as big just by adding veggies into it. Great snacks that I love are plain 0% Greek yogurt, tons of protein in it, Cottage cheese has great protein in it. It's great for a nighttime snack because it has a slow digesting protein called casein in it. Protein is going to build and repair your muscles, and that's really what the goal is. And protein also keeps you fuller longer. So you always want to have protein in every meal. So, I mean, if I'm on the go, turkey on rye is my go-to with mustard. There's nothing wrong with having a nice big sandwich. I love huge salads with grilled chicken or grilled shrimp. And again, common sense. If you want bacon, you got to stay away from the cheese. If you want cheese, you got to hold off on the avocado. Fat adds up very, very fast. So that's what I teach my clients is how to balance and budget. And to learn the value of each food is really eye-opening. To say, wow, I could have 3 cups of popcorn, which is a lot of popcorn, or I can have 14 potato chips. Volume eating.
Right,
Would you rather snack for, a half an hour on popcorn or 20 minutes, or just in 2 bites be done with the chips?
Right.
There's some great protein bars out there. I love Fit Crunch bars. They taste like a candy bar. They have great macros. They're low in fat, low in carbs, high in protein. Dinner should be a build your plate type of scenario. You pick a protein, a lean protein preferably, and you fill your plate with veggies, and then you add a starch, either a baked potato, it could be white or sweet, doesn't make a difference. They both have great minerals and vitamins in them. Rice, white or brown, depends on what your fiber is looking like for the day, but in terms of calories, they are the same. And then I would tell you that try to be aware of the sauces that you're adding and all of the condiments, because they really do add up. It doesn't mean that your food has to be bland. It's just a different way of thinking to get creative. And again, there's so many different options nowadays, from different types of pastas that they make, or the cauliflower rice. But it doesn't mean that you can't have the real thing either. Again, it really depends on how you eat for the rest of the day. And I do eat dessert every night. I love my nonpareils. I eat chocolate. I love ice cream. Turkey Hill makes a slow-churned ice cream that's lower in carbs and lower in fat. Halo Top and Enlightened have protein in their ice cream, and they're yummy. I love Cool Whip. I'm going to be sharing some more little quick things to do on my Instagram with snacking, because I see people really love different ideas. So I'll be sharing a little bit more with that. And I eat 4 to 6 times a day, but sensible.
Okay, yeah, because I had some questions about protein snacks, and then also, how do you feel about chocolate, Sloane?
I love chocolate.
I mean,
I personally love dark chocolate,
Yeah.
which is obviously a little bit better for you.
Yeah.
And the Lily's stevia chocolate is a great alternative. There's lower in sugar, lower in carbs, and it does. But one piece of chocolate or one serving of chocolate at night is going to keep you on a sustainable path. If you cut out things that you love, you're going to say, I don't want to do this. I miss my chocolate. So you want to make it as easy and as most sustainable for you.
Okay. So this is an interesting question, because I haven't heard this before. Is it Margot? Is it true if you want to weigh 120 pounds, you should eat 100 or 1,200 calories, and if you want to weigh 140 pounds, you should eat 1,400 calories per day?
I see that on TikTok a lot. It's such a blanket statement. It really doesn't. There's no one size fits all. Again, if you want to try to find your caloric deficit and see what works for you, it's a starting point. But if someone weighs 265 pounds, they're not necessarily going to eat 2,600 calories. On the flip side of that, what I would say is that very, very, very few people should be eating 1,200 calories on the flip side. But that 10 times 12, it's a blanket. It's a starting point, and it's for you to gauge, but it's not for, there's no one size fits all with anything.
Okay. I'm getting some people asking about your handle. It's Pancakes and Pushups. I am going to share it when I share this recording on my feed. So I'll tag Sloane. What do you think about quinoa?
I love quinoa. Quinoa is not a protein source, though. Quinoa has protein in it, but it has about 4 times the amount of carbs that it does protein. So it's a carb source, which means we have to moderate. And carbs are not bad for you either. Carbs just add up very fast, and we love carbs. Carbs are delicious. Carbs give us energy. Do not cut your carbs out. I eat tons of carbs, and you should too. Quinoa is a great option as one of your starches for dinner or in a salad for lunch. Go for it.
Okay. Can you eat avocado every day?
Yes, you can eat avocado every day. I don't suggest eating an entire avocado every day.
Oh, your feed has no sound.
Oh
It's saying probably because of the phone call.
Does it have sound now?
You know what we can do though is
Seriously, this has no
Okay,
sound the whole time?
well, if anybody, if you can hear if Sloane's feed has sound, worst comes to worst, I've got it on my phone, so I'll share on yours, but I'll see. I'll scroll down. Hold on. Oh, there's so many. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Someone say yes, they can
yeah,
hear me.
no. I'm hearing no since the phone call. Oh, and then somebody's saying we can hear you.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's all good. Sound never went out. Okay.
Someone just asked about resistance bands.
Okay.
Resistance bands are a great finisher, and they're great for activation when you're warming up. They're great for beginners also. We talked about the progressive overload. So resistance bands are going to need to be supplemented eventually with weights, such as dumbbells and stuff like that. Why not collagen? I'm not a big supplement person. I only supplement if I'm low in iron and my blood comes back and I need to supplement, I'll take iron. If my magnesium is low, I'll take magnesium. I just am very healthy, and my diet gives me most and all of my nutrients and vitamins where I don't need supplements. I have tried a lot of them. I've never seen a difference. The only supplement, and I don't even consider it a supplement anymore, is protein powder. I like to bake with it. I like to get creative with it. I like to show my clients how to use it. So I'll use that as a supplement.
Okay. We covered healthy protein snacks. I think we kind of covered that. Do you have any other favorite protein snacks?
They make so many protein snacks now. Like Quest makes chips that are new and improved, and they're actually delicious. Like I said, Greek yogurt you can mix with protein powder and make it like a pudding. You can mix sugar-free Jello pudding into your Greek yogurt and and you can freeze it. There are, like I said, there's so many snacks now that have protein in them. I would just go, and even like your normal grocery store has all the aisles now, so many different options. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but...
Right. Okay, so I have a few. How much water should we drink in a day? Is peanut butter a good source of protein? And then there was one more before I lose it. Okay, why don't we go with those two? Is peanut butter a good source of protein, and how much water should we drink in a day?
Peanut butter is a fat source. There's traces of protein in it. So it's not a very good protein source because it is very calorie dense and it adds up very, very fast. So use your peanut butter sparingly. Again, you don't have to omit it entirely. I happen to love, as an alternative, PB2. It's a powdered peanut butter. It gives the same flavor. You can mix it up, put it into shakes, or you could put it over your ice cream or your Cool Whip, whatever you want. Water, aim for a half a gallon to a gallon a day. Don't go crazy. Don't drive yourself nuts. But it's really good to drink water. It'll keep you full. And a lot of times our hunger is mistaken for thirst.
Okay. I'm getting... Diana said there's no sound on Sloane's feed. So I don't know if you want to go off and go back on again.
Okay.
And then I will so Sloane's going to try popping back on again. And
I don't want to share it right now, right?
What's that? I'll send you, we'll do what we did last time. I'll save it and then send it to you. Those that can hear are on, oh, I see. So the people that can hear are on my feed and your sound, but
really?
Yeah, so you're going to go back on. So Sloane's going to go back on, and then you just have to click the thing. And so Sloane's going back on, and we...
Has it been like that the whole time?
No, since your phone call. But I'll share for reposting.
All right,
I will
let me know
share.
if that works.
Okay, so, oh yes, so Sloane is Pancakes and Pushups, and I'm going to, that's how you can find her on Instagram. And I will tag her. I'll tag her for those people.
Can someone see if a good few minutes with no sound? I'm
Okay.
sorry. Hi,
Okay.
Ashley.
She's
It's
back.
good now.
Okay.
Good job.
A couple people have
Yay,
asked
sound. Sorry, guys.
what specific protein powder you use.
I love PE Science and Quest, and mostly because they have great flavors, they're the best tasting, and you can bake with them. They're not all created equal.
Yeah.
I like to teach my clients how to bake brownies and muffins and different things like cakey, very high caloric things with protein powder, and they bake beautifully and they taste delicious.
All right. Please know what protein powder you use. So that was another one. We just answered that. I have a hard time with motivation. I have some knowledge of exercise and nutrition. However, do you have any tips for staying motivated? I mean, I can tell you when I joined Sloane's app, and I downloaded her app, and I started doing her workouts, that kept me motivated. But what do you recommend as a coach?
Motivation comes from action. So I say give yourself 10 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes. Start working out. If you want to stop after 10 minutes, you got 10 minutes in more than you would have if you didn't do anything. Most of the time, you're going to want to continue on. That workout, the way you feel, your endorphins, you're going to feel mentally better and physically. It's going to motivate you to go more. Nobody is motivated every day. Mm-hmm. Motivation really becomes discipline. It becomes part of your daily routine. So just like you were to pencil in a doctor's appointment or a phone call, whatever it is, I highly encourage you to make time, even a half an hour, to give yourself time, because without our health, we don't have anything. And I've seen older people, it catches up with them. We might not feel it right now, but there's nothing more valuable than you can give to yourself than the gift of health and fitness. So I say start little baby steps and try to build on from there.
Menopausal weight gain. There's another one we did the menopausal. Menopausal weight gain on yours. And can you touch on dairy, yay or nay?
I'm a big proponent of dairy. If you're not lactose intolerant, truly allergic, it has so many benefits, from building your bones. It has protein in it. You can cook with it, versatile. You can make so many creamy dishes, low calorie, with Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. I love dairy. Okay. I love it.
Do you, I'm checking you.
How tall am I? Well, I used to be 5'9", but I'm slowly shrinking. So I'm now, I'm now a little under 5'8" because of my back. I have a bad back. For women over 50, is it true HIIT isn't good? Just like 100%, you do not need to kill yourself with HIIT workouts to see any type of results. I encourage you to walk every day, or as much as you can. Walking is the most underrated form of exercise. It is stress-free, it's great on your body, and it burns calories, and you can do it almost anytime, anywhere. I give loads of examples on my TikTok and my Instagram how to do cardio from the comfort of your own home. It doesn't mean that you have to run around. You can do simple things just to keep your heart rate up, burn calories, and your body moving.
Okay, you have some questions on yours.
My app is free for a week. I give a free trial, and then it's $14.99. It's very, very, I feel, fairly priced for what you get. Thought of eating nuts, good for you but high in calories. Nuts are extremely calorie dense, and the problem is that we sit and we take handfuls of them. You can easily eat 800 calories as a snack in nuts. So I say either weigh out your portions, a serving, or skip them entirely if you're going to binge on them.
Yeah, somebody else asked about...
My app is called Sloane Squad. You can also find it on my website at Pancakes and Pushups. What's the name? Sloane Squad is the name, Sloan with an E. Is it okay to have yogurt with collagen powder right before working out? Absolutely. I need something in my... You should absolutely eat before you work out. Food is fuel. Food is not the enemy. You want to fuel your workouts. You want to lift as heavy as possible. Remember, we're eating to lose fat or to gain fat, and we're lifting to change the shape of our body. They're two different things. So yes, you should, and you can add the collagen if that's what you like. Absolutely.
A reformer machine, is that a good workout also? I mean, I used to do Pilates. I used to do the reformer. It was the hardest workouts. It was hard. Do you ever? What are your thoughts on that?
No longer. They're really not tearing your muscle fibers in order to grow. So while you might feel sore from that stretch, you can't grow with it. It's just like a fitness class. Like I was taking fitness classes for 10 years, lifting the same weights, doing the same exact exercise. In order to see change, you need to change. Yeah. And if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to see changes. So I would say reformer is a great active rest day if you want to do your reformer. How do you handle the occasional injury? I got plenty of injuries on my own. You can do a few things. You can either train around your injury, which sometimes requires hiring a coach. I had a rotator cuff injury. I was working with a coach at the time, way back when. We continued to strength train 5 days a week. We just did it around the injury. It took 6 months for it to heal. I could not shut the car door. So you can either work around it, or if you need to rest, you need to rest. If you have a foot injury, stay tuned, because I'm having foot surgery next week, and I'm going to show you a lot of different examples of what we can do. If you have, I hear all the time people have bad knees, they can't squat, they can't lunge, so I'll be off my feet for a while. But it doesn't mean that I can't use my upper body and lift weights and sit in a chair. So either work around it or take a rest.
What about oatmeal in the mornings?
Love oatmeal. Oatmeal's great. Oatmeal's full of fiber. There's so many different ways you can eat it. You can put protein powder in it. You could put egg whites in it. I know it sounds not so delicious, but it really is. You can make overnight oats and put Greek yogurt for your protein. I want you to eat the oats. I want you to add protein to the oats. I love to bake my oatmeal too. You can make an oatmeal bake. My website has an oatmeal bake with fruit and protein powder, and it's great for on the go. It's low in calories, high in fiber, high in protein. It's a great recipe.
Tips for lifting weights when you have a disc injury in your neck?
Nothing overhead. Nothing overhead. I would do seated exercise. I would keep the weight low. This, of course, is all the recommendation of your doctor. I'm not a doctor. So make sure you have clearance, whatever you can do. But neck, you never want to go above your neck.
Okay. When I do cardio, I get more hungry, then eat more than usual, which is not helping with my weight loss. Any tips on how to control it?
I would go back to volume eating and find foods that have that are bigger portions and will take you longer to eat, as opposed to more calorie dense food, so that in your mind, and they do keep you fuller longer. I mean, if you have, a huge amount of vegetables with some tomato sauce and grilled chicken, and it's taking you a long time to eat, it's going to keep you fuller longer than a little tiny veggie burger. That's not gonna cut it.
Do you weigh your food? Like, how do you count calories, or do you weigh your food, or what do you do?
I used to.
Yeah.
I actually, a lot of things I did in order to teach my clients. I tested out so many different things, but when I first started, I tracked my macros meticulously for many years, and I learned exactly what was in every food. I was surprised at certain foods that I could eat that were really low in calories, that were high in fiber, high in protein, and then like nuts were so eye-opening to me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I could honestly eat 700 calories in one sitting of nuts. So the only way to truly know exactly how much you're eating is to weigh your food. It doesn't mean you need to weigh your food for the rest of your life. It will teach you how to balance and budget for your body, and the goal is to be able to intuitively eat for long-term success. You should never really need another diet plan again if you learn how to eat for your body. Because there's no foods that are off limits, and there's no foods that you have to eat, which is why I don't like to build custom meal plans for anybody. You're not going to eat what I tell you to eat for the rest of your life. If I teach you how to eat for your body and your goals, you're going to be able to eat like that for the rest of your life and create that healthy lifestyle. So that's always my goal.
Yeah. That's great. We just got a few people joining. Just reintroducing Sloane. She's with Pancakes and Pushups. I am going to tag her on my feed when I post this live. Let's see. Are we getting the same questions, or do you have? Oh, someone asked, do you add the egg white to oatmeal after you cook it? I cook my oats in the microwave. When would I add the egg white?
Yeah, good question. It's one of my favorite breakfasts, believe it or not. I cook them separately in a pan on the stove, and then I do microwave my oats too, just easier, faster, less cleanup. I will then add the egg whites into the oatmeal. I like to use everything but the bagel seasoning to top it off for a little crunch and spice. And then if you want to take it up one notch, shredded cheddar or a Laughing Cow wedge melts in there when it's hot, and it's really delicious.
What's a good after workout snack?
Anything that has protein and carbs. It's the one time that I tell you not to really go crazy on the fat, because fat slows digestion down, and you want the carbs to go right to your muscles and the protein. So anything, carbs and fats. So quickly, a turkey sandwich is, the bread is carbs and the turkey is protein. Or Greek yogurt and berries with a little honey. The honey is carbs, the berries are carbs, and the Greek yogurt is protein. Chicken and rice. The rice is carbs, the chicken is protein. Your oatmeal and egg whites is perfect. You can have rice cakes and an omelet. Does that help? Protein
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. Someone here can't stop eating sweet things. What should they do? It's addictive. Sugar is so addictive. You almost need to.
It's definitely a different. Once I say, give yourself a few days to really try. If I was your coach, I would say to you, plug in all your food. Go to MyFitnessPal. Plug in all your food that you want to eat tomorrow. See how your calories add up. Plug in one sweet, whether it's a cup of ice cream or a few pieces of chocolate, whatever it may be. Plug in that sweet and work around it so that your sweet is included, and you're also meeting your calorie number. Some people may say just get rid of the sweets altogether and your palate will change. Your palate will change as you introduce healthier foods and other foods. But I am very hesitant to tell anybody not to eat something that they love, because you can certainly lose weight by still eating something that you love, and again, it will make your diet more sustainable. I had a piece of pizza last week and I still lost weight. This is the best diet plan I've ever been on. That's what I want to hear. That you're able to enjoy your foods, you're able to go out, you're able to socialize, you're able to have a glass of wine and still meet your goals is just a winning combination.
Right. So someone asked about intermittent fasting. I know we spoke about this
We did.
last time we went live, so can you touch on it again?
Yes. Intermittent fasting is a tool. It's not a diet. It's basically skipping breakfast is what it is. If it helps you to eat fewer calories throughout the day, then by all means do it. But I want you to know that if you skip breakfast, it doesn't mean that the weight is going to come off miraculously. For me, if I skip breakfast and I wait to eat, I binge for the rest of the day. So intermittent fasting is not for me. I'm not a candidate. My brain says, oh my God, I haven't eaten all morning, and what can I get into my mouth fast enough? And then I start going crazy. It's like if I'm out all day and I haven't eaten, I get home and I'm like an animal eating, like I can't stop. So if intermittent fasting works for you and you're able, it's just basically cutting out a meal to create a calorie deficit. You can still create a calorie deficit eating 6 times a day, eating 3 times a day, eating 5 times a day. Doesn't matter. So if it works for you, go for it.
How do you calculate the amount of protein for good muscle mass?
That's also very individualized, and I have assessments that clients fill out so that I can do it tailored to them. It's a broad range of 0.7 to 1.2 grams per body weight.
Okay.
And it depending on your current stats, sometimes I base it upon a goal body weight. So it really does depend. I don't love the whole 1 gram per pound of body weight because, again, if you're 200 pounds, you're not eating 200 grams of protein. And the leaner you are and the more severe your calorie deficit is, the more protein you need. So if you have a bigger calorie deficit, you're going to not need as much protein. So it's specific, but I would say 0.7 to 1.2 per pound of ideal body weight.
Okay, great. Somebody asked, what was that question? Is it true that the more sports you practice, the more calories you should consume?
Okay, let's turn this around for a minute.
Okay.
So, when I'm calculating somebody's calories, the more active they are, the more food they're going to be able to eat.
Okay.
So, yes, if you're sedentary, you're not going to be able to eat as many calories as if compared to someone that's exercising even 1 to 2 times a week. Take it up a notch 3 to 5 times a week, or an athlete that trains 6-7 days a week, yes, you are able to eat more food.
Okay. Oh, so we've been going for 47 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun. How much weight should you start at? Okay, maybe I wasn't, I said before earlier, so excuse me if you were here earlier. This is one of the most common questions I get asked. There is no right or wrong how much weight you should be lifting. We are all unique individuals. The goal is to progress with the weight over time. So if you start out with 5-pound dumbbells on a bicep curl, over time, I want you to increase the reps and the amount of sets and the weight so that you're always progressing. So you're always, with weight training, listen, we're not all going through the door sideways. We're not going to get bulky.
Right.
Arnold only could lift, a certain amount of weight. We're not going to be lifting thousands of pounds. But you want to try to increase in either dumbbells come in 2.5 increments or 5-pound increments. And you should always try. There's a little history icon on the app. I know you know when you're in a specific exercise, you can look back and that, you be your own competition. Don't say, oh, she's lifting 20s and there's no way I can do that, so weight training is not for me. Weight training is for everybody. Everybody starts off as a beginner, and you should lift however much you can lift for the prescribed amount of reps.
Okay. Will you be providing exercises on your app during your recovery period?
Yes, I will. I'm going to have a few things planned ahead of time. But once I get clearance, probably about a week, you don't think I'm going to not work out well, even if I have foot surgery.
Sloane's hardcore. Sloane is hardcore.
So even if I'm in my apartment doing certain things, or I'm going to go down to the gym, I will absolutely be showing you ways to work around an injury. And that's something maybe we can do again on a live, I know a lot of people have injuries. The goal is to really try to work around it and to use other body parts and to not give in to the injury entirely. And again, sometimes, I had back surgery. I didn't work out for 7 months. So there's times when you can't work out, but there's times when you can, and that's when you should.
Somebody asked about our age. We're almost. Are we the same age now?
We are.
We're both 51.
Yep.
We're both 51. See, you can work out when you're 51.
See?
There are no excuses. Okay, I think we're just checking our feed here. Is it true that if you want to save the recording, you have to be under an hour?
You're better at this than
I don't
me.
know.
My thoughts about cutting out carbs. Do not cut out carbs. Carbs are yummy. They're delicious. They are your main source of energy. So if you cut out carbs, you're going to become very lazy, lethargic. You're going to burn less calories overall. Eat to fuel a good workout, and you should be eating proteins, fats, and carbs.
And when you say carbs, that includes vegetables? Or
Well,
no?
Carbs
Yes,
are
yes.
vegetables.
Okay.
So that's funny
that's
when
what
people
I-
say
that's
I don't
peop-
eat
yes.
carbs, I only eat fruits and vegetables. So
But vegetables are carbs.
carbs are fruits, vegetables, whole grains. That's where your fiber comes from. They're the healthiest source of calories. So don't cut out your carbs.
I feel like I've got all the questions here.
My app is Sloane Squad, Sloane. I'm sorry
yes,
you missed
you will
a lot
get
of
kicked.
it.
Somebody just says thank you. Yes, we'll get kicked off live if over an hour. So we have just under 9 minutes before we have to shut down. So if there's any,
Diet soda, the occasional diet soda, go for it. If you enjoy it, it's fine. It's not going to hurt you. Explain your app. Cause website. My app is daily video guided workouts. Everything is laid out for you on a weekly basis. So you have 5 workouts a week, suggested cardio in there. There's beginner workouts, challenge workouts, ab workouts, hotel room workouts, stretching workouts, resistance band workouts, all different types of workouts. It has a recipe library. Every Wednesday I upload what I eat to give you ideas on how my day worth of food looks like. You're able to input the reps and the sets of each exercise. It basically takes the guesswork out of everything. All you have to do is show up, you plug in the amount of weight you're lifting, it'll give you a total. Once you log the weight, you can choose whether or not you want to work out at home or in the gym. And it's very easy to follow.
it is. I joined Sloane's app, so I work out, but I don't enjoy working out, and I find I'm not often motivated. So Sloane is Pancakes and Pushups, and I will tag her. I will tag her when I post the recording, so you can find her there for the people on my feed. But yeah, Sloane's app is super easy to follow, very user friendly. Yeah, I had no problem using it, and honestly, it kept me motivated because I almost felt like she was. I don't know if you can. I felt like she could see if I wasn't working out or if I didn't click on something. Can you see?
I can see logged workouts, but I'm not checking thousands and thousands of you who are working
I know, I
out.
felt
so
guilty.
I'm not Big
Just
Brother.
say yes. Just say yes.
I'm not Big Brother.
And then people will feel guilty like me.
Low fat on the cottage cheese. It's just fat adds up so quickly. Fat, each gram of fat is 9 calories. Each gram of protein and carbs are 4 calories. So fat is more than double the amount of calories. It adds up super fast. So if you can save some of your fat calories by eating the low-fat cottage cheese, because it is just as tasty, then I say go for it. If you have to have full fat, then you're going to have to cut out fat from other meals. That's up to you. But I say low fat if you can.
And what are your thoughts on drinking milk?
Skim milk obviously has less fat. Milk is good for you, but it's fattening.
Fat.
So
It's
I
fat
say
again.
if you really want to get healthy, unsweetened almond milk is great, and skim milk. Can you have red wine? You can absolutely have red wine.
It's in about 5
drink
minutes.
all the time, and you can have red wine. I would say account for it. What's the difference between my app and my website? My website is just a place to shop There's a blog on there with loads of articles and information. There's recipes on there. My app gives you the daily workouts that you need every day. They're video guided daily workouts.
Someone asked again to repeat your Instagram. It's Pancakes and Pushups.
My top is from Carbon 38.
Yes, what I really think Sloane should do is tag all her outfits, because I've told her before she's the best dressed fitness person on
Look
social
who's
media.
talking. Look who's best dressed here.
No, stop. I think I watch you sometimes just for your outfits. Not that you're not great at working out.
Hi, Leanne. Yes, you can get rid of bat wings at 67. Did you just see on my stories today, I show a 65-year-old woman who lost 7 pounds on my program in the last 5 weeks. She's incredible.
It's amazing.
She's got abs. She's got toned arms. She looks amazing. It's never too late to get healthy and fit. The goal is to simply start. Oh, Sloane Squad workouts are the best. Thank you.
They are. All right.
Hi, Courtney.
I think I'm caught up on mine.
I'm so glad you guys love the app. It's so nice. Machines versus hand weights, use them both. They're great. My gym version in the app has, that's the difference between the home version and the gym version. The gym, I'll give you cables and machines included with the dumbbells. The home versions are resistance bands, body weight exercises, and dumbbells. That's the difference. Sloane, what is your sports science and nutrition? Menopause, get that calorie deficit in order. Don't let your hormones feed into your cravings and you will lose weight. Hi, Rachel. Do not go by the calories in MyFitnessPal. That's what you hired me for. Go by my calories, not MyFitnessPal.
If you can't find Sloane, I'm going to save this video. If you're following on my feed, I will tag her, so you will find her.
If the heaviest weight you have is 10 pounds, you don't want to be doing 30 reps. I encourage you to invest in 15-pound dumbbells. They're on Amazon, free shipping. It's a great investment that will never go out of style. Love your app and workouts. I never thought I would love lifting weight, but it's my new daily thing to do. That just makes me so happy to hear. So happy. Hello from Brazil. At the beginning you mentioned you went back to school. Oh, I just answered that.
Okay, we have 3 minutes
All right.
before we get kicked off.
Thank you for tuning in.
Okay.
The workouts are 55 minutes. There are express 30-minute versions every day. There are form cues, instructions. Do you recommend fruits and smoothies? They add up very, very fast. Be mindful of how much you're putting in there. When you drink your calories, you're not as satisfied. So yes, you can have them like anything else. Just be mindful of how much you're eating and go for a scoop of protein powder in them to make sure you're getting your protein. I slacked off during the shred. Glad I joined today. Oh, welcome. So happy you joined. Awesome. You guys are the best.
Okay, we're getting lots of thank you. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Unless there's something you want to slip in really quick at the end here.
Thank you all just for following and allowing me to inspire, and for Barb for coming to the city. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So great. So great. And I would love, this is always fun. So we'll do it again. Get your questions ready. And you can always ask away on my stories, and I'm always responding, always working for you guys.
Yeah. So I'm going to attempt to save this. I will tag Sloane in the caption or wherever I can tag. I will tag her for those of you who would like to follow Sloane on my feed, and hopefully I can save it. You never know with me in tech. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to shut down mine. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you soon.
I will tag Barb's Instagram. I see somebody